Ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you very much for your attention, and now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the takeoff. The
so hard every night and day, and now we get the payback. Trying so hard, saving up the paper now.
Hey y'all, welcome to one of many videos that I'll be doing this month because there is so much going on. So in this video, we're going to talk about Chiron retrograde in Aries and what that means and all the tea you need to know to get through it, okay? So first things first, make sure you are subscribed, you like, and you share all this, right? And then don't forget we got OG radio, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you tune in on Station Head, you know what I'm saying? Like, the girl is expanding. I'm taking over the world one app at a time. So just bear with a bitch as I go through, you know what I'm saying, my trials and tribulations of each app, okay? Now, everybody knows that Chiron is the like the wounded healer. It's the planet of the wounded healer. And it's also the inner child. Now, as you guys know, we are in the North Node of Aries, meaning that we are in, not future, well, we're in this thing where we're creating the future through new territory, unfamiliar territory. And the reason why it's unfamiliar territory, because when the North Node is in Aries, it's all about warlike mentality. It's all about things that are like extremely vital to you and those around you of claiming your independence, right? And we realized that a lot of the independence that was taken from us started at childhood. So it started when, you know what I'm saying, like, it started when, you know, you tried to go do something. Your parents was like, don't touch that, you too young, or don't do this whole time. You're more than capable. You know, and that's one of the things that I always tell people, like, children are a lot smarter than you think. You just be insulting their intelligence, seriously, because they're just come already ready to talk and already ready to do certain things. Like, they come war ready, you know? And so what happens over time is that people's since they don't have the mental capacity to be able to believe and trust in you, sometimes that can hinder your thought process of you basically sticking to what your mind is telling that you can do, okay? And why Chiron is in retrograde and why the North Node is in Aries, it's not necessarily going to be a battle, but it's going to be a battle. And the battle is going to be between who you are now and who your inner child is growing to be. And where we're going to find a lot of, like, it's because we have been formed and we've been programmed to think that we have to do everything with everybody. Everybody needs an input. You know what I'm saying? You can't do one without the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, in groups of pairs. And a lot of this is for us to understand that you can do a lot more by yourself than you can with groups of people. You can, it's like you can coexist with people while still focusing on what you need to focus on. You don't have to be so codependent. You don't have to be so, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have a crowd to romp with shit. You know what I mean? And since the North Node is in Aries, we're seeing the crash happening where children feel left out. Right now, the collective feels like they're being left out of something. Well, I have to make sure that I mark this territory, and I have to make sure that this is mine and this has my name on it. Whole time, you can be your own individual while you coexist with everybody else in the world. But see, we don't want to do that. Coexisting comes with a little bit of vulnerability that we're not open to doing, and that's where we're about to have a big shit show. Why Chiron is in retrograde is because when Chiron is in retrograde, it gets people to slow down to ask themselves, why do you act like that? Why do you act like that? Aries rules the first house, which is how people see you. Just to get more words, y'all know me, I'm all about my words. Let's shout out the fact that the bitch bought the headphones with the mic. Yeah. All right, so here we go. The first house rules. The first house rules your consciousness, your impressions, your ego, your body appearance, your self-esteem, identity, persona, and personality. this is where they're having this big, like, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having really huge body dysmorphia lately. If I'm saying it wrong, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to figure out why. Because I remember as a kid when my mom used to say all like these like little like catty retarded shit, and like now that I'm adult, the adult in me is like, you're fine, you're good. Like, and then the kid in me is like, no, no, no. Then I got other people telling me, and like I told everybody, you could tell me something 1,000 times. If I don't feel that way, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And I realized, oh my God, this is because Chiron is in retrograde, because it's having me slow down to where I needed other people to validate what I already know, or I needed other people to be a part of something that, you know what I'm saying, to give me a boost in confidence and a boost in ego. And I realized the whole time, I give myself all the ego that it needs. I give myself all the validation that it needs, and so does God. So therefore, what I realized is, bitch, I'm going through a transition, and I realized that a lot of the like excess eating that I've been doing has been coming from all the energy that I'm going to be needing over the next like 4 months, that I might not get as much rest as I needed to, or I might not be able to eat as much as I need to. I might be strictly on fucking water, you know what I mean? And like, I'm gonna be on the go. So it's like, there's this thing of where our bodies are storing, whether you're storing knowledge, you're storing energy, whatever you're storing things that's going to help you go through this retrograde. Because this Chiron retrograde, it's not like any other one, because Chiron has been in Aries for a while, and I'm not sure how long it'll be in Aries, but this Chiron retrograde in Aries is going to be a fucking doozy, because the North Node is in Aries. So now your inner child is no longer in familiar territory where it has people that were supposed to nurture you and love you and validate you, and they put you down, or it has people that, you know, wanted to, you know, like talk down on you, or it had people that, you know, wanted to uplift you out of like weird things, and even uplift you out of love. This is retrogrades where you are about to find yourself in the position of embodying and giving yourself that love and that power that you expected from others, or that you thought would come from others. And a lot of people are realizing that I don't know how to charge myself up. That's like the best way I can put it. A lot of people are about to come to the realization of like, damn, I don't know how to charge myself up. I don't know. All I know is that my battery storage or my battery percentage has to come from somebody else. And it's fucked up because of the fact that people don't have enough battery pack or battery power to charge you and them up. And that's what we are realizing over this next, like, I think Chiron will be in retrograde until like December or January. We are realizing that I don't have to share my battery pack, because and it's like also this epiphany of like, wait, we can charge ourselves up, we can give ourselves juice. Why haven't I been doing this the whole time? Because somebody has put it in your heart, in your spirit, in your mind, that you are not able to charge yourself up. You will always need an outsource. So this is very unfamiliar to a lot of people in our universe, in our collective, and it's really taking them down under. People are having a hard time trying to identify with who they see themselves to be. Instead, they're trying to identify with who they want people to see them as. And that's like one thing that I finally clicked of, like, I don't want nobody, I don't care how other people see me. I don't care. Her perception of me is none of my fucking business. I'm gonna mind my fucking business, and I'm gonna do what I need to do and handle what I need to handle. Because see, worrying about you is already giving me minutes of the time that I could be spending on myself on you. And that ain't right, because we got 24 hours in a day. And I'd be damned if I spend an hour thinking about you. There's going to be a lot of reprogramming when it comes to the things that you want to spend time on. Like today, I was watching a video, and not going to lie, old me probably would have listened to the video, but new me was like, I don't want to hear that shit. 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 Like, that's the first thing I said. I don't want to hear this shit. I listen to shit like this later. I don't want to hear this shit right now. Because of the fact of this isn't charging me. It's making me think. You know, while Chiron is in retrograde, we're going to be pushed to do more things that bring us joy instead of doing things that make us think. Why do I say that? Is because the South Node is in Libra. The Libra rules marriage, long-term relationships, business partnerships, contracts, and enemies. So if you are in this energy where you're trying to learn how to charge up your relationship by yourself, why the fuck would you spend majority of your time over processing information that's not needed? You know, the way that you identify and the way that you find yourself fit in this energy is going to be finding joy in the things that you want to entertain and engage in. Youthfulness will bring you a lot of clarity during this retrograde. You know, a lot of people, when they watched the Barbie movie, they said that it gave them a new sense of understanding of their mothers. And I love that because of the fact of when you understand certain things, you understand of the fact, like, what you guys are going to understand is people made choices off their circumstances, but they made a choice because of the fact of they were worried about their ego, their consciousness, their impressions, their self-esteem, their body appearance, their identity, their persona, and their personality. More people, you're going to see how more people are more focused on this off of how you see them instead of how they see themselves. And why is this something that's coming up is because of the fact of Aries is the sister sign of Libra, but Aries is switching with Scorpio. I told y'all the energies of the planets, they have to get to the other side of the planet. So right now, that's why a lot of people are in this. Let me reintroduce myself because I've made some enhancements. Oh, let me make sure you know some of the rules and regulations now because it's a new sheriff in town. And people are like, wait a minute. Why all these rules? And it's like, oh, well, we had to implement this rule because of this and that. And then, that didn't really work out. So therefore now this is how we're going to do things. And I'm telling you guys, over the next 6 months, it's going to be real hard on people because, children need discipline. Okay. We all know this. Children need discipline. Okay. Children need discipline. That's the only way children will actually learn and how to be in life is if they have discipline and guidance. See, a lot of people waste their time on trying to dress up a child basically how they see fit. A lot of people spend more time trying to either break or build a child's ego that they never actually guide them how to have a healthy one, which we've learned as we've grown up. See, Chiron in retrograde is about to have a big, tremendous effect on our world because we spent so much time trying to break each other's ego or trying to manipulate other people's ego that now that other people are very healthy and calm and happy in their ego, it's going to cause us a big raft because the fact that Chiron is in retrograde in the 6 months of the first 18 in the first third of the North Node, you know what I'm saying, of the structure of how you see your inner child and how people treat children are going to go like this. Schools are going to be a lot different. How they handle things in school are going to be different. Hold on, y'all. Oh, shit. And how they teach kids in school is going to be a lot different. You guys are going to see a lot more people get more in tune with their children's school to make sure that the schools are not breaking their egos or trying to manipulate their egos as they've done in the past. More parents are going to be involved because their inner child is starting to come to the front page of the book. You're going to start to see because they're going to be like, what are y'all teaching them? Y'all spending more time trying to teach them about how people see them instead of y'all teaching them what the fuck they need to know. They're teaching so many things of how to manipulate kids' egos and, their personalities to deal with certain things in the world instead of teaching them what the fuck they need to know. Kids don't need to know about all that, about all this trans shit and all this neutral gender shit and like that. You need to teach them the characteristics of how to be a solid individual. Stop trying to mold them for what you feel like is fit in the world instead of just teaching them what the fuck they need to know. Because I realize the more that we gain knowledge on the things that we need to fucking know, think about it. The more we gain knowledge on what the fuck we need to know, the more we're able to alter how we see ourselves. So, we realize, I don't got to be as hard on myself. I could be cool. I could be relaxed. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I don't even got to do that routine no more. I don't even have to worry about that part of my personality being a problem with people because of the fact that it's not me that's the issue. It's the people that I try to engage with. Why don't we teach children that? Why don't we teach children, instead of you trying to manipulate a child's mind to what you feel like is suitable for them, how about you try to let them know, help them so they can make their own decisions by themselves? Just children are way smarter than people think that they are. Stop belittling the mind. Stop belittling your mind. Why Chiron is in retrograde is going to show you over the course of the next 5.5 months of how much you belittle your mind. Because you're always trying to think about something instead of trying to find joy in the things that you want to engage in. Find joy in it. It wouldn't seem so stressful if you found joy in it. Your personality is something that, like, it's like your sun sign. And the first house is your rising sign, but this is like your sun sign. And since Aries is the planet, Aries rules the planet of Mars, which is your passions, your sex, your drive. How people identify has nothing to do with you. A lot of you guys are about to question your sexuality. Remember as kids, I don't know, as kids, we didn't really see gender. We didn't really see color. Everything was just, that's how it's about to be. You're about to be more honest with yourself about your passions. Or, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to focus on one type of group to be able to cater to, you're about to realize, you know what? I just want to cater to anybody that actually has the same agenda, the same morals and values as me. The core thing about this retrograde is helping you guys get back to the core, to the morals and values of yourself that can be able to suit fit to your ego, your personality, your body, everything. How people see you has to go from the morals and the values. Because if people see you and you lack a lot of integrity, you have to know we can't fuck with people like you. You know, and that's another thing that's going to be illuminated over the next 5.5 months. How many people literally are, that you can see the lack of integrity in them. And it's just like, that how you act, that how you treat people, that how you move. Scared of bitches like you. Scared of men like you. Scared of people like you. Because here we are thinking that we having some type of miscommunication, some type of missed opportunity. The whole time, the contradicting factor is you don't have no integrity, and you trying to play like you do. You don't have no type of integrity. A lot of people have a fucking solid bone in their motherfucking body. They're not allowing themselves to see that they lack integrity. So don't worry. This retrograde will show us who lacks integrity. When it comes to war, the number one way of how you win a war is through integrity, spiritually. Because right now, Aries are all in this energy of where their ancestors and their spirit guides are like all, you know what I'm saying? Like they in the front row. They got the choppers out in front of people and they like, what? You said something? You did something? Because we'll blow this whole motherfucker up behind them. And that's where people is like, well, what happened? I thought we were cool. And what happened? It's because you did something for their inner child that their muggle body literally smacked down. You gave their inner child a sense of love and joy and happiness and peace that their muggle body smacked the fuck down because it was something that made them vulnerable. Children are very openly and vulnerable. They don't give a fuck. Kids kiss kids. They literally meet kids at the park and be like, you're my best friend. What? You don't even know them. Now I'm over here trying to explain to their damn parent why my kid done kiss your kid. I'm so sorry. They're just such lovey. Like we don't see it in a weird way. We see it like, oh, that's so sweet. But for some reason, when we become adults, then it's, oh, I can't believe you did that. And I can't believe you talking to them. I can't believe you did. It's all these types of judgments. Because of the fact that everybody that's judging somebody is somebody that lacks vulnerability. Y'all know I always tell y'all, I don't judge. If you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be a scammer, be a scammer. But make sure you stay true to that shit, okay? Know what it come with. But if we all gonna judge people, you need to be judging the people that sleep with children. You need to be judging the people that kidnap children. You need to be judging the people that literally invest in the companies and things that literally traffic children. That's why during this retrograde, child trafficking will be at a big highlight because of the fact of you guys are trying to steal the innocence and the purity of what vulnerability truly is, so you can manipulate their egos into being something that you see fit for our society. And that's not going to work anymore. So while Chiron is in retrograde, I want you to pay attention to a couple of placements in your chart. If you have Aries in your chart, and any and it's funny because God got me into the degrees, right? Any place that you have Aries degrees, which would be 1, 13, and 25, okay? Then I want you to, wherever you have those degrees and wherever you have Aries in your chart, I want you to pay attention to a lot of Scorpio energy, which is Pluto. And everybody knows Pluto is deep wounds, deep transformation. So I told y'all that those men that have emotional unavailability, it's a lie. Those women that have all those insecurities, that's a lie. They're all lies. They're lies because of the fact that somebody put those on you. In Chiron in retrograde, your spiritual team is taking everything that somebody put on you away from you because of the fact that it really does not resonate with you. It don't resonate with you. Like, let's just keep it a buck. It don't resonate with you. And they be trying to play and lie and do all this extra shit. And I just be like, don't play like that. Shh. Don't say that. Okay? Because the reason why you give up on a lot of things in life is because of the fact that somebody has instilled some type of fear, some type of self-doubt in you that you cannot overcome what you need to overcome, okay? And at this time, that's all being given back to you. See, retrograde, some people think that, oh, it's like, it's all bad. But I look at it like this. If during Chiron retrograde, if any connection falls off, it's because it's not healthy for the inner child. If anything comes back and it's actually, it sticks, it's because of the fact that these two inner childs are going to lock in and they're going to heal each other. Okay. That's why I was trying to tell them in a video that I posted. I said a lot of adults are going to have friendships that they wish that they had as a child because these inner childs are coming into heal each other. These couples that are coming together, their inner child, it's not really necessarily about the muggle, because I'm telling you, the muggle is what kept a lot of things fucked up. The soul, the higher self, the inner child is what keep things interlocked. You know what I'm saying? Like God is saying, there, one thing about me as a kid, I don't play about pinky promises. If you pinky promise me and you break that pinky promise, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to cut you off. Yep, I'm gonna have to cut you off because you're a liar. This is the ultimate loyalty bond. Okay? And right now, that's what's happening. Even if you don't realize it, the people that you come across, the people, even if it's just for a season and you know what I'm saying, it's not for life. At the end of the day, during this retrograde, pay attention to the things that come because you guys are interlocked on an inner child level. This is not necessarily about, the muggle body, because you need the inner child when it comes to instincts. You need the inner child when it comes to creation. You need the inner child when it comes to your emotions. You need the inner child because if the inner child doesn't believe in you, which it hasn't before, you see where that gets you into very sticky situations because you don't trust in yourself, you don't believe in yourself, and you stay stagnant because you don't feel like you have confidence to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. You let kids show you who they can be, and then you guide them on how to keep that version of them safe. You let kids show you who they can be, and you guide them on how to keep that person safe, because children also can be very naive. So how do you help a naive person? You guide them. You give them wisdom. A lot of the wisdom that you guys are going to get is coming from yourself, and it's coming from your ancestors and your spirit guides during this retrograde of like, hey, baby, I know you have good intentions for them, but they're not at the point in their life where they're able to accept that. So you got to go. And it's okay. When they can treat you right and they can do right by you, then they can come back. But until then, that's what's happening. When somebody's like, well, they said something about my painting, and then your mom's like, oh, it's because they actually really like it and they're jealous. This is the type of guidance that's coming that other people do. They don't want to hear it because of the fact of that would mean that they'd have to remain in a position of bravery, confidence, and independence that they don't want to. Passion drives prosperity. Let me say it again. Passion drives prosperity. And a lot of people don't got no passion and wonder why they're not prosperous. So this is a season for you to understand that, because Aries rules the head. Without the head, you are nothing. So I just want everybody to pay attention to those degrees. The Pluto energy that's happening. Oh yeah, let me tell you about Pluto. Sorry. So Pluto's the transformation, power, death, rebirth, and evolution. What is the E in love? Okay. There has been a growth of psychology, which by means of psychoanalysis helps the patient to eliminate from his unconscious self much that is repressed there. Pluto seems to have revelation to the working of life force itself in its stages as sexual act, in birth, death, regarded as new life. In these, what has been bound and is eliminated, and there is a significance of transmutation. Told you, process your emotions and makes you be confident. That's what a lot of people don't want to do right now. That's what trans women don't want to do right now. They don't want to process the emotions of the hate and the remorse that they weren't created to be a woman, that they had to actually transform into a woman. They were never born a woman. That's where their obsession is coming from. People's obsession is coming from their hate about the situation. They don't necessarily hate you, they hate the situation. And a lot of their emotions from childhood is coming up. Scorpio rules the genitals, the sacrum. That's what's happening. A lot of repressed emotions are coming up, so you can now gain confidence in them instead of being insecure, because insecurities are an illusion. You only have flaws with God. And a lot of y'all lives are going to be changed to where your inner child is going to finally be in environments and around people that you can feel comfortable with. And it's no bullshit. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying, people not trying to come at you and be enemies and shit like that, because you have a different type of connection with your inner child. Your inner child is on go right now. The reason why the inner child's on go right now, because the inner child is seeking independence, confidence, happiness. The inner child just wants to be happy. If the inner child can't be happy in this situation, I'm trying to tell you right now, you're going to feel a very mean, mad toddler. That's why people are acting the way that they do. They can't find happiness in that shit, because ain't no happiness there. You know why a lot of people can't find happiness right now? Because they're trying to find happiness where happiness is not at. Trans women are trying to find happiness in shit that ain't no happiness there. You were never a woman. Men are trying to find happiness in their lack mentality and their basically how lazy that they've gotten as men. They're trying to find happiness with women. Ain't no happiness there. Ain't nobody trying to have no happy home with no lazy ass nigga. You don't show no effort ass nigga. Are you crazy? Women aren't finding happiness in men and friends and stuff like that because you are trying to have friends of an aesthetic. You're trying to have friends that aren't going to hold you accountable spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You're trying to be at jobs that you're not happy because you're just steady trying to get a check. Ain't no happiness there. Why you think you're so mad? That's your inner child screaming that it wants freedom to find joy in things. And it's sad because we're a society that doesn't find joy in every day-to-day things. I got so many bills, bitch. Okay, find happiness that you can pay a bill, because I remember it was days that I couldn't pay no bill. I remember days that it was like I was scrambling trying to find money for a bill. I remember that it was days where I was scrambling about like my hair, and now I do my own hair, you know what I'm saying? Slaying that bitch. I pray for the things that I have now, and it's the fact that I remember when I didn't, so I find joy in it. I find joy in going to Whole Foods, drinking kombucha. I find joy in the way I travel, how I travel, who I'm traveling with, where I am, who I'm with at the time. I find joy in finding new standards, finding new things, opening up, new platforms and shit like that, because can't nothing beat failure but a try. So I'm just going to try everything that I find joy in. I find joy in educating. So if I can educate all across the world by taking over the world one app at a time, then I'm gonna do that. And that's why I've continuously, and I'm going to continue to win and prosper, because ain't no passion. There's only passion and prosperity, baby. So I just want to give y'all a little bit of update of what Chiron retrograde is going to be about. There's probably going to be more people talking about it because they are going to look at it from an astrological sense, but this is the back meaning of what's going to happen and how you need to be able to identify what's going on around you and with yourself. You know, if you've ever seen an angry toddler, then trust me, you'll know when you're not in joyful energy. You'll know when you're not in a happy position in your life, or you need to make some type of adjustments. You know, at the end of the day, you are not here to mold no child. You are here to guide a child through life. So I love you guys. Monthly updates are available for anybody that sign up on Patreon. Make sure you do sign up on Patreon because they get to see things earlier than everybody else, and other downloads. Okay, I am falling in love with Patreon, and I'm falling in love with my craft right now. So I'm very happy and I'm very excited, and I got more information to come, but we just gonna take it one step at a time, one planet at a time. Okay.